has only deepened. Tonight we talk with his mother about all of the clues that simply don't add up. Here's Rob Stafford.
What have you lost?
A big piece of me.
Carmen Day has lost more than most of us could ever imagine, and still hasn't found the reason her son Jelani went missing.
I want to find out what happened to him. I want the people who did this to him to be held accountable.
Hey everybody, my name is Jelani Day.
Jelani Day was 25, an A student from a close-knit, high-achieving family in downstate Danville, Illinois. He was getting his graduate degree in speech pathology at Illinois State University.
Why speech pathology?
He wanted to help others who didn't have a voice for themselves to be able to speak.
Last August 24th, Jelani got coffee at this Starbucks at the ISU Student Union in Normal around 7:20 a.m., even though he wasn't doing class until the afternoon. That's him on security tape, dressed up in black pants and a blue button-down. Carmen watched the tape, searching for clues.
And I see him looking at his phone. I see him walk back across the campus. Then I see a video of his car leaving.
Nearly 2 hours later, Jelani was caught on camera again, this time wearing shorts and a Jimi Hendrix t-shirt at a marijuana dispensary 10 minutes away in Bloomington. His mother says he bought one joint, then disappeared.
The key question, what caused Jelani to leave campus, change out of his dress clothes when he had an important class that afternoon? Was he texting with someone on his cell phone? What was said in the messages? His mother says this clearly goes far beyond the legal purchase of a small amount of marijuana. Something changed, right?
Something changed.
What happened?
I don't know.
Do you think the answer's on that phone?
I do.
2 days after his disappearance, police an hour north in Peru, Illinois, found Jelani's car in a wooded area near the town's YMCA. The license plates had been removed. Over the next week, Jelani's wallet, iPhone, and other items were found in several locations, some more than a mile from the car. Then a partially clad, decomposed body was discovered on the bank of the Illinois River, curiously upstream from the car. Carmen rushed to the scene, but police said she should not view the body.
Didn't even get to look at my baby. I didn't see him, and I wish I would have looked at him. I wish I would have.
Using DNA and dental records, authorities made a positive ID and said the cause was drowning.
Did Jelani know how to swim?
Yes, he knew how to swim. Jelani was a member of swim team in high school.
So how did he end up in the river? Is there any chance Jelani took his own life?
Jelani's never had any kind of any inclination that he wanted to harm himself.
Was he on any medication
He was
for mental
not on
illness,
nothing.
depression?
Nothing.
Justice for Jelani!
Justice for Jelani!
Carmen Day is accused of Bloomington police of dragging their feet when she first reported Jelani missing. She says she feels they would have worked much harder if her son wasn't black.
Bloomington dropped the ball from the beginning.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump and Reverend Jesse Jackson are helping in her fight for answers.
Throughout this whole ordeal, I try not to be that angry black woman or try not to be in their face and telling them what they needed to do because I needed them to look for my child.
Bloomington police declined our request for an interview. Carmen says they've told her Jelani's phone is with the FBI, which is still trying to unlock whatever evidence may be inside.
And I'm trusting God that everything I'm doing to find out what happened to him will not be in vain. This is not going to be an unsolved mystery.
Mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me? I'm so sorry. I'm having all kind of technical difficulties back here. But you see, we are talking about Jelani Day and Carmen Bolden Day. His mother gave us an update the other day. So I want to say shout out to Stay Dangerous for announcing this on my live yesterday. And so I looked into this. I uploaded a couple of clips just to get everybody up to speed. But so yesterday we were talking about an injustice, a mother and a son who was falsely accused in Chicago. And I'm sure a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into that. But they were falsely accused off top when it was really self-defense. It was really stand your ground. But they were immediately arrested. but it doesn't work that way with other people. And so here's a mother who, I mean, I know that a lot of us have not been through this. We have no idea what Carmen and her family is really going through. I mean, we can see it, we can sympathize, we could guess how we would feel about it, but it's an outrage what she's going through from beginning to end, to middle to end, just from the start. She had to get her own autopsies done. She's been getting a runaround. And because Jelani, his body was found in one area, I do believe in Peru, and other of his items were found in other places in Illinois. That means there's a whole jurisdiction issue and nobody wants to take the lead. So they decided to create a task force that was, they're all supposed to be accountable, but yet and still nobody wants to take the lead. And so we're going to listen at Carmen, and I want y'all to just see what's going on here. It is absolutely unfreaking believable. So here's a few things that we know, and this is the Dr. James Bryant who did Jelani's second look autopsy. I have just a snippet of what he said, and I do believe this was 2022 at this stage. And I'm looking at y'all comments now, but check this out, y'all.
I was asked to do a second look autopsy. Second look autopsies are at a disadvantage because I'm depending on the previous person to put everything in order for me. So, for example, if they retain some organs, like they may retain the brain for special studies, then the first examiner sees it, but I don't see it. So that's what happened. There was part of the problem in this case was there were things missing, and I don't know why they were missing. So that was one of the things. And then there was destruction of the body. I could not identify the person. I mean, you're telling me it's your son, but I couldn't confirm that. There was a name tag on the body bag, but there were no name tags on him. He didn't have a toe tag, for example, and he was not recognizable. I couldn't tell how old the person was.
Okay, so y'all heard what the second look autopsy said. And so this was, his body, they didn't find his body for days. Carmen, everything that they pretty much found out, Carmen Bolden Day, Jelani's mother, is the one that led them to the information. Oh my God, y'all. I mean, y'all are not going to believe what's going on. I mean, I believe it because just because the way that everything has been going, and she's been quiet. She's been trying to. I mean, she's been quiet. She's been trying to live a normal life, regain her strength, and all of that. But she sees nothing is going on. And I'm willing to bet that this last incident with the mother and the son got her back going because she sees that the community has to help her. She cannot do this alone. So she was quiet, but then she decided to look over some old information. And one of the biggest things is that they could not find Jelani's phone. They found it. Some guy found it off the side of the highway after he dropped a mattress and he found the phone, allegedly. I really don't know. But the biggest issue was that they could not get into his phone. There was surveillance footage of Jelani. I believe it was at the college. He was looking at he was texting on his phone. So Carmen, she said she looked at it like 10 times and she was like, wait a minute, he's putting in his code. So mind you, this has been the whole issue the whole time. They couldn't unlock his phone. It took Carmen to tell them this stuff. And I do believe she said this was in April of this year. Okay. She's found out that people lied. The professor that reported him missing, her story was a lie. It didn't all add up. the girls that were bored, the young white girls that were allegedly bored, and they found his clothes. She was told that they lawyered up. She said, turns out they never lawyered up, y'all. You know, this is sad that people in law enforcement allegedly refuse to do their job. Jelani's case has been a joke since day one. Everybody, please share this out. Please smash the thumbs up. More people need to hear this. And this is in Carmen's words. This could be you. This could be me. This could be any of us. You know, normally people think, oh, this happened to my loved one. Mostly, okay, they're missing. First of all, you gotta wait. Oh, you gotta wait to report them missing. Oh, maybe they just ran off. They're telling you they seem to know more about your loved one than you. So it's a stall there. And then when it comes down to investigating, because he wasn't just found quickly, the weekend came by and the lead detective said that, he'll be back Monday. And she's like, Monday? Who gonna look for my son? So I mean, I'm just laying out the fact that she's been going through all of this in the beginning. And right now, I am about to play what irks her the most in everything that you are about to listen to. What irks her the most is the police. Now, that's another thing. They have changed police chiefs several times since this happened. It's like, if you get rid of the old person that was there, then a new person don't know nothing about it, and you can't really hold them accountable. It's kind of like change in management. This right here, let me see. This part right here. There was a when the chief first got in, her name is Sarah. This guy interviewed her, and I will be linking his channel in the description box. He interviewed the chief in the beginning, and Carmen is going to be talking about this, but this right here is what irks her very badly. Check this out.
Okay, Jelani Day, what can you share with me? Okay, Jelani Day, what can you share with me? Okay, Jelani Day, what can you share with me?
Carmen want to know what's funny. She want to know what's so damn funny. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, this is what she continues to hear.
Okay, Jelani Day, what can you share with me?
I can share with you that it is still an open and active investigation.
Okay, Jelani Day.
An active and open investigation that seems to go nowhere until she comes out with evidence. She reviewed surveillance tapes. I'm telling you, I'm gonna let this play. She posted this 2 days ago now. I think it was on the 27th. Wow. You have to be your own investigator. You have to do your own search. You have to bring them the information, allegedly. Let me know for whatever reason if y'all cannot hear me. And I want to say welcome to everybody here. I appreciate all of y'all being here. This case is near and dear to my heart. I've been following this case since the beginning, which was August of 2021. It's absolutely ridiculous. I see y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. And please, if you can, share it out and please smash the thumbs up. We need more people to hear this because what happens to one of us happens to all of us. And this could be any of us. Let me know if you
I
can
don't
hear.
know who's here, who's listening, but I'm going live right now to talk about Jelani, to talk about so far what has not been done in his case. And the reason I'm doing it right now is because I'm angry. I just got on YouTube and seen where this guy from Starve Rock Media is doing a interview or doing his take on an interview where Sarah Raymond, the police chief from Peru, talked about Jelani, and she did this back in February. I was supposed to address this video when it came out, but I didn't. I haven't addressed anything because it's been hard. It's been very, very hard for me to talk.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you for letting me know y'all can hear it fine. I will be stopping it along the way, but I'm a let her flow. Everybody is gonna feel this. This is crazy, y'all. Unbelievable.
Because I've been trying to work. I've been trying to, find some normalcy in my life, trying to be strong. But I'm mad right now. And so as I watched this video tonight, where Sarah was talking about Jelani, because there's been some updates since that video in February when she did that, and I'm going to talk about that. But I looked at this video tonight, and I don't know if you guys have watched the video, or if any of you have seen the video, but when they ask her about Jelani, she has this smug, this expression on her face, and she laughs. And just so you guys don't think that I am just reacting, I don't care what nobody thinks. I could give a damn less what anybody thinks at this moment, but I just want to, this has really just irritated me. So when you look at this is what I just looked at tonight.
To 2021, his abandoned car had been found near the Illinois Valley line in Peru.
Is from Starve Rock.
Context, at the time of this interview with the chief, Jelani Day's mother
talking about
Okay, so this guy, he has a YouTube channel. It's called Starve Rock Media, and this segment that he has is called Time's Take. So this interview is with the Peru police chief Sarah Raymond, which you hear her talking about. The interview happened back in February, but I think he just posted this. Yeah, he just posted this June 3rd.
At a Peru City Council meeting,
the interview with Sarah,
a lack of accountability and action on the case.
And how I have.
Now y'all can hear she's just kind of talking over it, but she is going to cut it off.
In there and
South County Coroner's Office has said Day died from drowning and that there
so I
were
want
no
y'all to
signs
see
of trauma.
What I'm saying when I say about how she
continues.
Look at this.
Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me?
I can share with you that
Jelani Day. What can you share with me?
Funny about asking about Jelani. What is funny? So they ask her about Jelani and she's laughing. That irritated my soul to the point where you think that.
Jelani Day. What can you share with me?
I can.
Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me? Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me?
Task force is a joke. I want y'all to know the Jelani Day task force is a joke. I've met with this task force. I decided after this February video that I needed to start looking and I needed to start reviewing things that I hadn't been strong enough to review before concerning my son. So I went back and I found a video of Jelani on campus. And when he's on campus, there's a portion of the video where Jelani is going through his phone, and you can see him punching in his code. So as you all know, the FBI and the police had Jelani's phone, and we can't get into the phone because there was no code, right? So
now this right here, what she's about to say is the breaking news. And I just want to say welcome in to everybody, but welcome in Paul. He is in the video we just played, and she talked about why Jelani got into speech pathology, and she mentioned his friend. That friend is Paul. So thank you so much, Paul, for being here. And everybody, please smash the thumbs up and please share this out.
a year later, me, his mother, I'm not a police, I'm not a detective, I don't work for anybody but the state of Illinois. I work for the Department of Employment and Security for the state of Illinois, but I've had to do all the work concerning my son. So one day I'm sitting at work and I'm reviewing the video of him because I want to know what happened to Jelani. I'm reviewing this video of him and I see Jelani punching his code in his phone. And I rewind the video like 10 times. And I'm like, oh my God, he's punching his code in his phone. So I finally get a meeting with the task force. And this meeting took place in April of this year. And I let the task force know, hey, there's a video of Jelani punching his code in his phone. Are you aware of this? I mean, because we can see him punching his code in his phone. So they tell me that they're going to look into it. So that task was assigned to the Bloomington Police Department. According to them, initially they told me that Jelani's phone was with the FBI. I never will know if Jelani's phone was with the FBI because to this day, I've not spoken with anyone with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that have told me that they had possession of my son's phone. That came from the Jelani Joint Task Force who said that the FBI had Jelani's phone. When I point out to them that Jelani's code can be seen, can they enhance the video? Can you slow the video down? Can you please, because we need to work on finding what the code is. They tell me, Carmen, we'll work on that. That happened we had a meeting in April. I want to say the meeting was, it was in or about the 11th of April. I don't have my notes in front of me because, like I said, I got on here because I'm angry and because I'm mad and because I need to let y'all know what's going on. I get on there and there is this, I see him punching in his code and they're going to work on it. In 11 days, a year, almost a year and a half after Jelani is gone, guess what, y'all? They figured out the code to his phone, right?
But guess what, y'all? They didn't figure out nothing. She did. She brought the evidence to them. I don't know why it took 11 days to actually do what they needed to do with that evidence. But are y'all seeing this? It's like nobody really did nothing. It's like they are just trying to tire her out. This is crazy. Let me know what y'all think. I'm looking at the comments. I want to know what y'all think about this. If y'all been following this case, because maybe it don't make sense to some of y'all, but to me, this is breaking. Like, this is crazy. Like I said, with the mother and son, we see how they rushed to judgment and arrested them without, guilty until proven innocent. Not innocent until proven guilty, like it worked with AJ. And then we have a mother these years later, still no further in knowing what happened to her son than she was before. The more she stays silent, the more they stay silent.
Big breakthrough. Now I'm all excited. I'm like, okay, so we need to find out what's in the phone. We need to find out what's in the phone. I want to know what's in the phone, right? I want to be there when you open up the phone. They call me, Carmen, we figured it out. My son, whom I didn't want to go there, went there because he needed to know. He's like, Mom, I want to be there when they open up the phone. You know, I want to be there when they open the phone. But we couldn't be there. They wouldn't let him be there. They wouldn't let him view it. I was here, so I couldn't get there. Say they went there. They talked to him. They didn't let us see the phone. So I've been trying to make arrangements with them. Hey, let me be there while y'all open up the phone. So they open up the phone 11 days after I found the video showing Jelani punching his code in the phone. It took me to find a video that they had of my son punching his code in the phone for me to bring it to their attention. Hey, can we get this video enhanced? Can we get this video looked at? Can we get this video showed now? For them to call me 11 days later and say, Carmen, we figured out the code. We can open up his phone. We can get this information off his phone. We're going to go to the FBI and we're going to...
You know, that's something that really kills me, how quick they want to take the credit for something. Like she don't know that she just told them where to get the information. And then, oh, we figured out the code. Like, y'all couldn't figure out that it was there in the evidence this whole time?
We're going to get the phone from the FBI. Fast forward, today is June the 28th, right? Or the 7th, whatever day it is today. What's today? Today is June the 27th. The code was found out in April. To this day, I have requested to be there so that I can be there when they open up my son's phone. I have requested to find out what the information they found on the phone, because there's no way there's no information on this phone. There's no way that I shouldn't be there when they open up this phone.
Are y'all hearing this now? It is so sad that they came up with a reason why she couldn't be there. Wait till y'all hear how this guy talked to her. Just wait.
And as of right now today, I have not been...
I want to know, what would y'all do if this was you?
Granted my request. I actually was told by Todd McCloskey from the Bloomington Police Department, who kept calling me and saying, Carmen, we really believe that we can get more off the phone than what the FBI did. We can do all of this. We can do... I said, Todd, you've been telling me this for the past 3 weeks. So on May the 13th, while I was in Detroit, getting ready to speak at a women's conference about the Jelani Day Foundation, Todd McCloskey calls me and tells me the same song and dance. Carmen, we really believe we can get all this information off the phone. We really believe this. Okay, so what are we going to do, Todd? You've been telling me this for the past 2 weeks. This MF says to me, Carmen, there's nothing on the fucking phone. So I told him...
Did y'all hear that? Do y'all hear how this man hauled off and said that out of his mouth? Wow. Like, they get angry at her for fighting for her son. Y'all hear me? Everybody, please share this out. Because I'm telling you right now, this might not be all over the world, but I'm seeing it in many cities as I've been covering crime for the past 3 years come July. I've seen so many injustices, and most of the people look like me. You hear me? People think that when they need law enforcement, that when they say that they're investigating, people actually think that they are. But according to Carmen and a lot of other people's stories I've heard, Even with pain comes strength. Right here in the chat. She is a mother of a biracial daughter who was missing for 10 years. Nobody cared. Nobody looked for her. It took her to keep fighting. And when I ask her, what would you say to a family that's going through what you're going through, or are they at the beginning stages? Never give up. Never stop fighting. Never stop getting in their face, trying to figure out what's what. And it took her to do that. And all these years later, once she teamed up with other people, Roro, the or I can't say that, Classic and Sincere's family, the bio family of the missing boys, the Cal City boys, teamed up with them, kept noise out to the point that it brought out an informant that told the story because she put flyers. They put flyers out, and the person that knew this seen that flyer, and that guilt that came back to him. He said something again. But I'm telling y'all, this is happening way too much. Yes, stay dangerous. And I gave a shout out, stay dangerous right there, the one that told me about this yesterday in my chat. He's been covering the story from the beginning. Near and dear to our heart. And you damn right they not gonna investigate themselves. But I cannot believe. Let me take that back just a smidgen. Oh shoot, what is it doing?
Have not met with me about the phone. They want to tell me that they've not seen anything on the phone. Jelani's only talking about school. He's only talking about
Right.
the phone.
Cut it out.
This MF says to me, Carmen, there's nothing on the fucking phone. So I told him, give me the fucking phone. It's June the 27th. I don't have the phone. It's June the 27th. I had a meeting with the Jelani Day Joint Task Force. And to this day, they still have not met with me about the phone. They want to tell me that they've not seen anything on the phone. Jelani's only talking about school. He's only talking about a test, or he's not talking about anything on the phone that is relevant. And that's BS. There's no way that my son had this phone and he's not on the phone talking about something. They're telling me there's nothing on the phone. There's no way. Jelani did not sit in a car and wipe anything off his phone, and they will not give me the information that I need, because there has to be something that's not being done. I'm tired. My son just turned 27 last week. And I still don't know why I had to go to a cemetery to see him on his birthday.
Do you know how ridiculous that is? She still don't know. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, LP. She said, wait, what? She can't be there? Hell no. Yeah, that's what they told her. And did not bother to tell her. They made sure she wasn't there. They told her, don't look at his body. Don't come down here. Don't do this and that. And she sat back, and she regrets that decision. With pain comes strength. Shaking my head. These police departments are full of it. So much corruption in these departments. She should not have gone through all of this. Not at all. She had to beg and cry during the Gabby Petito case. We see how much money they spent on that, how much manpower came out looking for Brian Laundrie. I mean, that case is already solved in court. I mean, just everything. And look where she is at the beginning. Shame on them. Welcome in, Shay. They all need to be fired. But it seems like they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. She should be allowed to be there for anything regarding her son. Why not? I mean, unless you're hiding something. That man, and to be told that there's nothing on his phone when we know how attached we are with our phones. This is a college student, busy college student. Oh, y'all want us to believe all he was talking about was books and stuff? Where's the conversation about the dispensary? Where's the conversation about him changing what he was supposed to be doing that day and going home and changing his clothes? It is hard to investigate yourself because you're going to find nothing. This is so crystal clear. And I really feel like Carmen, she's got something big is going to happen behind this case. I don't know how many years it's going to take, but something is going to change big. I don't believe that this Jelani is, he got to get justice, but we know how long it can take. With pain comes strength knows that very well. The person that did this finally, he got sentenced what in June, she just told me. 25 to life. But she suffered and her children, Desiree children suffered all these years not knowing where she was at. He got 25 to life. He should have got life or maybe even death. Yet it's justice though. Cherie does not have to wonder about her child anymore. After all those years. That's crazy.
I don't know why. I can't sit with the Bloomington Police Department. The police chief is a coward. He has not spoken to me at all. I've made a request through Todd McCloskey to speak with the police chief. I made a request to sit with the Bloomington Police Department to find out about my son's phone. And to this day, I still do not have the answers that I requested. And I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
She got every right to be.
It makes no sense to me. He tells me, he said, hey, Carmen, well, at least we've gotten this far, but you wouldn't even gotten that far if it had not been for me. Why am I always the one? They're not paying me, but I still got to do all their work to find out what happened to my child. It makes no sense. And then for her to get in a video, like this, investigation and I'm going to rewind it again because this pisses me off to no extreme to see her being asked about Jelani and then sit here with this smug grin on her face.
Let's see that smug grin that really got her pissed off so much.
Jelani Day, what can you share with me?
I can share with you that it is still an open and active investigation.
Okay. Jelani Day, what can you... Okay. Jelani Day, what can you share with me? Okay. Jelani Day, what can you share with me? Okay. Jelani Day.
Like, seriously, what is funny? What's funny? How would y'all feel if this was your loved one and that's what you got from the chief? How would you feel?
Luckily, we have pet food to eliminate the stain.
Oh, I don't hear they commercials. Shoot.
The car was just found there. And of course, you all know that his car was left out in the elements for weeks. His car was left unsecure for weeks. That none of the evidence that was in his car was ever gathered, bag, tag, numbered, or anything. When I ask about it, Carmen, you're going to have to ask the state police. Carmen, you're going to have to ask the FBI. But number one, or you're going to have to ask Bloomington. Bloomington can't explain it to me because they said that the state police did it. The state police saying that this person did it. Everybody's pointing the finger at everybody. Nobody's taking leadership in the investigation of the death of Jelani Day because nobody wants to be responsible for doing anything.
And that's period point blank. And that's they like she said, it's a joke. They got all of these different agencies in it, but nobody is taking a lead. Nobody is doing nothing. And then the chief even said, and we gonna listen at what she said, right? So we looking at you see it right there, but we gonna actually listen to the video so y'all can hear what this woman says. Nobody is taking a lead. She even said the FBI can't take the lead. They can't. She tried to give it to them, and they can't do anything. What? Why is it that they can't? This is the last time Jelani was seen coming out of a dispensary after he was supposed to be in class. He was first seen in a button up with a tie and casual pants, and then we see him. He was supposed to be in a meeting of some sort, and then we see him here in totally different clothes. And she had to find that on the internet. And that's the only footage they ever freaking released. And speaking of his car, let's see her real reaction when she found out what was up with that car.
If I hadn't came here today, I wouldn't even known that his car was out here. Because they claim they don't have room to store it. However, if you look straight ahead in that garage, which is empty, there is a secure area right there. That is a secure area where they are supposed to have Jelani's car at. And they said they don't have room to store anything. But I'm going to go back in here and show you just how much room they have to store everything. This is ridiculous the way that they've treated everything concerning my child. Ridiculous. This is where they said they had no room to store Jelani's car. This is a secure area where Jelani's car should be at. But they moved his car out of here. His car has been out of here for 3 weeks. That's a secure area. They told me the reason they moved it was because they didn't have room to store it. But as you see, there's nothing there. Nothing. And Jelani's car is over there. That's where Jelani's car is. And I got here, Jelani's car is outside. Everything is everywhere in Jelani's car. Everything. I'm so upset. They have not done anything correctly regarding my child. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. You look at this car. I'm going to unzip this right quick. They didn't have the key. We had to shimmy his car because now the key doesn't work. The battery is dead for some reason. I don't know. But there's stuff all in Jelani's car. Nothing is tagged. Nothing is tagged. They didn't tag anything. They just got stuff all out everywhere. I don't even understand. No wonder we don't have any fingerprints. No wonder we don't have any fingerprints. No wonder we don't have anything because they didn't do nothing right. This is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a bunch of morning fight police officers.
There was a name tag on the body bag, but there were no name tags on him. He didn't have a toe tag, for example.
If I hadn't came here today, I wouldn't even known that his car was out.
Y'all see what I'm saying? And that whole car thing being out in the element, and that whole they told her in the beginning that his license plate was missing from the car. yet it was found in his car. So where did that whole theory come from? You know, in the beginning they said that he drowned and he did this to himself. That's what they told her. But Jelani was an avid swimmer. He wouldn't have done this to himself. But even if he did, they also said that they didn't see any foul play. They did not see any evidence of any foul play. Yet the pathologist that y'all just seen said that Jelani was unrecognizable. He didn't know if he was male or female or black or white. He didn't have eyeballs. His penis was flayed, aka missing. His femur bone was cut, taken out. His jawbone was missing. Um, it's other things, heinous things. And I'm going to just say that this pathologist also said that he's been a pathologist for over 50 years and he has never seen a body as mutilated as Jelani Day's. He said he's, worked on bodies that's been hit by semi trucks, been in airplane crashes, and other devastating events, devastations, collisions. Yet, in the 50 years that he's been doing his job, he has never seen a body as mutilated as Jelani Day. But in the beginning, they told his mother that he drowned and he committed his own unaliving, and there was no foul play. That's what they told her. So if they found his body like that with no foul play, nothing missing, nothing going on, who the hell did that to his body? And why is stuff missing? And the pathologists don't know that why it's missing. The things that were done to try to figure out what happened to him was totally unnecessary, what they did.
My son has been overlooked and I'm tired. It makes no sense that I have LaSalle County who I've asked, the girls that found the clothes, okay, what about them? They claim that I released their names. I haven't released their names, but I will. You know why? Because
Did you hear that? That they claim that she released their names. We don't know their names. All of us have been covering this case and none of us know their name. We've never said it. Yet they accusing her of saying their name. Even told her that they lawyered up. That's the reason why they didn't want to talk to her. Because she couldn't understand for the life of her. Why wouldn't they come to her with that? Why hasn't any of his friends reached out to her? And they still haven't. Not the ones that would know something. She said Jelani was texting that day. Who was he texting? Whoever he was texting hasn't come out and said nothing. What's up with that?
Because nothing is being done. They're talking about these girls didn't want to talk because they were harassed. They were never harassed. You know why they were never harassed? Because nobody knows their goddamn names, because I never told y'all what their names were. But I'm tempted to let everybody know what their names are.
Tell it.
I'm tempted to let everybody know what is going on with everything because they're doing nothing to find out what happened to Jelani. Nothing is being done. The coroners and everybody, y'all want to talk about that?
Right now.
His lungs, Jelani didn't drown. His lungs weighed, according to this autopsy, his lungs weighed 600.
I just want to say that they thought that they was dealing with a fool, but she has proved them wrong. over and over again.
They claim that I released their names. I haven't released their names, but I will. You know why? Because nothing is being done. They're talking about these girls didn't want to talk because they were harassed. They were never harassed. You know why they were never harassed? Because nobody knows they got their names, because I never told y'all what their names were. But I'm tempted to let everybody know what their names are. I'm tempted to let everybody know what is going on with everything, because they're doing nothing to find out what happened to Jelani. Nothing is being done. The coroners and everybody, y'all want to know? Y'all want to talk about that? His lungs, Jelani didn't drown. His lungs weighed, according to this autopsy, his lungs weighed 690 grams. That is not indicative of anybody that drowned. So we know my child didn't drown.
So what they thought was that they was dealing with a fool. That's what they thought. But they found out they wasn't, yet they're still trying to play her like a fool. She even fought for this country, her and Jelani's dad. And by the way, Jelani was the only match to be a donor for his dad for the cancer that he had. And he died months after Jelani because Jelani wasn't here to help. So as I said back then, his blood is also on their hands. This family has been through so much. They lost a brother. They lost their father. Jelani has had birthdays, his graduation. Carmen just walked. I did a video the other day, probably last week. She walked for him across that stage. He should have been there.
Then they want to tell me there's no foul play, but everything that somebody has told them, the cameras don't work. It didn't pan out to be anything. You know, there were several sightings of Jelani's car, but nobody they discounted what everybody had to say about when they saw Jelani's car. This person was reliable. This person didn't say what they needed to say. This didn't add up. Now they want to tell me, Carmen, when they talk about the phone, there's nothing significant that they see in the phone. How do you even know what you're looking for? I've helped you find everything up to this point, so you need me.
Wouldn't you think? So LP, does that, yeah, because you kind of touched on that. Wouldn't she know best? Wouldn't they want to get to the bottom of this? You would think. She's helped them this far, yet they don't want her help. They don't want her to see nothing. They don't, what other conclusion are we left to draw? Is crystal, I want to cuss so bad. It's crystal clear. This is a cover up. They know. And if this person get exposed, or this group is going to bring down the police department, allegedly, it's something big, more than we could imagine. But it's corruption. Just like Kendrick Johnson's case, rolled up in a mat in the high school, that was corruption. That was LE covering up. I don't care what nobody say. But I also got to say allegedly. Allegedly. That's what makes sense. Because why, if it's your job to solve a case, why would you be working against yourself? Don't you want to solve this? Don't you want to put this one under your belt as, get some type of award? They could say your name, and when they do the press conference, they could name this whole list of people that did everything You know how they like to throw that in. No matter how they got the information, they never give anybody else the credit for helping them be directed. They wait a few days, like she told them about the code in the phone. They waited 11 days before they did anything about that. The day that Jelani was missing, she asked them to search that river, and they told her, "Oh, he ain't there. I don't think he here. He there." 9 days later, I do believe it was 9 days later they found him. So it's like they're taking her lead, but they're waiting on it. Yet evidence and stuff that they found, walkie talkies, gun clips, what else they found out there at the YMCA. When they told her that there was no footage at the YMCA, when she went and questioned the YMCA, they said they cameras work. They told her, the police told her their cameras did not work. The YMCA said their cameras do work. They've been working. They gave her some footage. She seen a car pulling in the YMCA around the same time that Jelani car did, or something like that. All of a sudden, this was back when she was trusting them to do their job. How she wasn't trying to be an angry black woman, so she was trusting that they was actually doing their work, and she was kind of sitting back. You know what I'm saying? And giving them the information and evidence that she was finding. Guess what happened to that? No one knows where that footage is. It came up missing. Oh, because we got a task force and it's multiple agencies. Oh, I think it was given to Peru, but Peru said LaSalle had it, and LaSalle said Peru had it, and yeah, that's kind of how that went.
But they don't even want to use me. And I'm tired. So we got the phone. The phone has been open, but we have no answers. These girls, come to find out, they weren't even lawyered up. Then the police tell me that they can't talk to them because they don't want to talk anymore.
I got a question. Okay. So when there's a lie told, you have to wonder, why are they lying? What are they hiding? Why would they tell her that some girls found his clothes? They was bored. They went to a school. They found some clothes. Why would they tell her that they lawyered up? Why? Because they don't want her to talk to them. They don't want her to talk to the girls. But now she finds out that's a lie. And now all of a sudden they just don't want to talk. It ain't because they lawyered up. They just don't want to talk. I'm led to believe the girls don't fucking exist. I was trying not to say that F word, but it was bound to come out. I'm led to believe that's a freaking lie. Because they ain't been produced yet. And how the hell some bored college girls gonna go find his clothes when they did a full-fledged search and they didn't find the clothes? Make sense. I'll wait.
Let's go with Kara.
Kara is Jelani's professor, who he had a meeting with that day. She was the first one to alert everybody. And here's what Carmen is saying about her.
Reported Jelani missing, right? When she reported Jelani missing, she said that Jelani missed class at 1 o'clock. They waited until after class was over. I mean, everybody, y'all seen the video of her. She told the timeline, right? But then his mother, after I got in a space where, okay, I can look at some stuff, discovered that she lied. So many people keep lying about Jelani when he went missing. And I'm not saying, or right now, going with it saying that this person did what or this person did what, but I can tell you that they lying. And for some reason, the task force or the police, whomever it is, they're lying for somebody. They're covering up for somebody. My son didn't do this to himself. He didn't just disappear off the face of this earth because they want to act like Jelani was a ghost now. Carmen, we don't know what happened to him. You got all these cameras everywhere, but you don't see Jelani on no camera. His license plate was removed from the car. They talking about there's the license plate readers on the highway, but you can't find anything about Jelani Day on there. He just went from being in Bloomington at a dispensary where you see his car leave to ending up in Peru, where I asked him to check the goddamn river. That night I asked him, can we go down to the water? Carmen, we don't believe that he's even here. And then 9 days later, they find a body in the river. Had I followed my first mind that night, I probably could have found my son. I probably could have found him. He probably could have still been here. Who knows? But they didn't listen to me that night. I didn't even follow my own instinct that night. I should have went there that night. I should have went to that river that night. And I probably could have found him.
Do y'all know this breaks my heart? It breaks my heart. Because the regrets that she had right now, because she was trusting them. That's why she didn't follow her instincts. She thought they would do their job. She thought they would treat this like he was their son. She didn't know, like, this is her first time going through anything like this, and she expected them to do their job. But oh, was she wrong? Even to identify his body, they asked for her DNA and another sibling or the dad or something. So they could have just created this DNA because his dental record should have been enough. But he had teeth missing and all kind of stuff. Wow, y'all.
LaSalle Police, LaSalle County Police, Peru Police. She says that they talk about Jelani every day. They're still investigating it. They ain't doing nothing. They're doing absolutely nothing. And nothing will be done unless I make them do it. And because I've been quiet, I feel like I've been quiet. I've not said too much because it's tough. I can't even explain to you. Can't even explain.
They said he drowned because they didn't know who they was talking about. Jelani was a great one. I'm talking about excelled in everything he did. He was a great one. She raised some good kids. Just for him to be snatched away, and he wasn't even at that school long, not even a month, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even a couple weeks. He wasn't even there long. So what could have happened in that short amount of time? And everybody always wondered, why was the professor so on Jelani? She had admitted that she had talked to him like the day before. She had called him that day. Like, she was all up on Jelani. We always wonder why. First to report him missing, first to be alert, contacted Carmen, contacted the police, and all of that stuff. And then the next thing you know, I mean, she even came out and spoke. I can't find that video nowhere now. I think Stay Dangerous got it because he had it from back then. But it's like they scraped the internet of her. Allegedly. But why? This is an organization.
Explaining y'all how this feels. I can't even explain to you they're not doing enough. They want to put out this perception that they're doing everything that they can do, but they're not. I gotta get up every day and act like I'm okay. And I don't know why my baby is there. I don't know.
You know, she tried to sit back, but right away she had to become a detective. She's wondering now if she need to go to law school. I mean, she already know more than them, so actually she could just put on a dang on uniform and be a head detective at this point. She could work for the damn FBI, maybe the CIA, because it seems that she's smarter than everybody in law enforcement. For every lead to come from her mouth and hands, that tells me everybody is damn stupid or they just ain't doing nothing. I'm going to go with both.
I don't know why he's there. I'm tired. And to watch her on there. I was supposed to get Carmen. We're going to update you.
And I have to read With Pain Comes Strength because this is a mother that knows. She is at the point where I hope Carmen don't have to wait 10, 11 years to find out what happened to her child. And Cherie says, I did the same thing with my daughter. I trusted the police to do their job, but found out I had to fight and make noise to get the police to do their job. Period. You know how many times I've seen that in these 3 years of reporting crime? Anybody that don't see it, they are a part of the problem. Anybody that even want to say anything about a race card, and I'm not talking about you, LP, it just fit what I'm about to say. When they try to say that we're using the race card, ain't no damn race card. It's what's happening. Liz says, as a mother, this hurts. As I said, what happens to one of us happens to all of us. It hurts. It does. It hurts to know that our loved ones don't matter or we don't matter. It's sad. It's upsetting. It's infuriating, actually.
I haven't received an update. June the 6th was the last time I received an email from Sarah telling me that she was going to get me and Tom McCloskey, who was from Bloomington, together so that I can review this phone. Today is June the 28th. Not heard anything.
June the 6th was the last time she heard from Sarah. This is the police chief that we was looking at that had, skinning and grinning. Everything is funny. What can you tell me about Jelani Day? It's sad.
Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me?
I can share with you that it is still an open and active investigation.
Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me?
I can share with you that...
Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me? Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me? Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share?
I mean, am I tripping? Is Carmen tripping? Was that a nervous reaction? Or, I mean, what was that?
I haven't sent her an email since June the 6th. Because sometimes I don't know why I always, that's my whole purpose too when I'm setting up this foundation. For other families to not go through this, there needs to be old bondsmen in these police departments that these families do not have to do this kind of work. These families do not have to go, and they have to be the ones to initiate police contact, to initiate police updates. I shouldn't have to do all of that, but I've had to do that. And in the process of doing all of that, I gotta go forth every day and be okay. I gotta go forth every day. I gotta go to work. I gotta go on with life and deal with everything. My kids gotta be strong. But I vow to you, I'm not gonna rest until I find out what happened to my son. They keep calling her phone. As far as his locations and everything on his phone, they said everything was turned off. That's unbelievable to me. We all know, we all have phones, and in this day and age of technology, I don't understand how you can turn off your cloud, your location, in every app that you have in a matter of 3 minutes. Jelani's phone was turned off. His last ping on his phone was at 9:20 a.m. And after that, there's nothing, right? His location's turned off and everything. My thing is, how do you know that his location is turned off and everything? And we didn't even have the phone at the time. Now that we've got the phone, they tell me that you should be able to recover even deleted information, right? I've asked about this information. I still don't know. I still don't know. I still can't. I don't have the answers. I'm still going through all this. Through all this time, when the bill passed, the coroners are against me. They say, do you hear this, y'all? I did a video about this. Now, she said when the bill passed, the coroners were against her. Okay, so she got a bill that basically says if somebody is missing for more than 20, like, it's like if they're missing for more than 72 hours, you have to contact the family or something like that, or get the FBI involved, I think it is. Don't quote me. Oh my God. But hopefully she say what the bill is. But what happened is the pathologist and a whole like office. I'm talking about the people that actually leads the cases, the autopsies, the pathologists. They had a email going on between these different people, and they were pissed that she got this Jelani Day bill passed. They were very upset. Then they minimized it by saying, oh, well, she only got 2 sentences changed in the bill that already existed or something. All of this is an email. She got it. I did a video about it, expose it all. They were very upset. It's like her fighting for Jelani to them is her putting them on blast. But you would only feel that way if you wasn't doing your damn job. She has every right to fight for her son. She has every right to be upset and ask questions and question things and try to help. And she has that right. Yet they are faulting her for loving her child. You know, I can't help but think about John Walsh because, you know, the whole missing children and all of that stuff. When John Walsh's child came up missing, Adam Walsh, they didn't have anything set up for missing children. Nothing. And so John Walsh was actually allowed, after asking a couple times, he was allowed to set up at the news station and take phone calls for tips. Okay? That is how his show started. That is how he got famous. That is how we know him today. He was given that opportunity. But do you ever see it ever being that serious when they look like me or Jelani?
This is the kind of stuff, man. It really, I'm talking about my blood boils with this shit here. It makes me so angry, which is why I mean, I don't ignore it. I report stuff, but this one, when it's like this in your face, this is a kick, a slap, a punch, a spit, a karate chop. I mean, this is just so disrespectful. Piss in my face and tell me it's raining. Make a fool out of me. Try to tire me out. Maybe she'll give up.
Say I'm creating a ruckus and then said, well, why worry about her because she only got to change 2 sentences in the bill. Everybody wants to just
I'm going to take that back, y'all.
His life.
I'm going to try not to talk so much.
I'm still going through all this. Through all this time, when the bill passed, the coroners are against me. They say I'm creating a ruckus and then said, well, why worry about her because she only got to change 2 sentences in the bill. Everybody wants to just diminish his life. And I'm not going to let you diminish his life. His life meant something. His life meant everything to me. And with everything they're saying to me, nothing adds up. Nothing adds up. The fact that we don't, to this day, the phone is unlocked, and they tell me it was over 1,000 megabytes or however, and I may be saying that wrong, but there was a lot of information to be downloaded from his phone. But nothing that they downloaded is relevant. I actually see a video of Jelani walking around campus with his phone in his hand. He's looking at something. I don't know what he's getting in, but there's something on there that he's looking at. He's texting, and you're going to tell me that there's nothing that we can find? It's bullcrap. I'm tired of being calm. I'm tired of not talking. I'm tired of not finding an answer to something. First they said my baby drowned. Now his death is a suspicious death.
How do you go from missing to drowning to the S word, unaliving yourself and no foul play, to now, what did she just say? This is sick. Suspicious? Hold on.
4 times since April, via Zoom.
Hold on, I did something.
Life. And I'm not going to let you diminish his life. His life meant something. His life meant everything to me. And with everything they're saying to me, nothing adds up. Nothing adds up. The fact that we don't, to this day, the phone is unlocked, and they tell me it was over 1,000 megabytes or however, and I may be saying that wrong, but there was a lot of information to be downloaded from his phone. But nothing that they downloaded is relevant. I actually see a video of Jelani walking around campus with his phone in his hand. He's looking at something. I don't know what he's getting in, but there's something on there that he's looking at. He's texting, and you're going to tell me that there's nothing that we can find? It's bullcrap. I'm tired of being calm. I'm tired of not talking. I'm tired of not finding an answer to something. First they said my baby drowned. Now his death is a suspicious death.
Okay.
She says on here that the task force meets. The task force was not meeting until I just got the task force to meet, starting in April. Now we've met 4 times since April via Zoom. It's bullcrap. It's a bunch of bullcrap. I've had I've had autopsies done that nobody is making sense to me. Because as I continue to read this, when they talk about Jelani's teeth, Jelani was my child with the strongest teeth, right? And I even went back and just looked at his dental records recently. So the image of his teeth, the x-ray of his teeth, nothing up here is broken. Nothing up here is loose. But Jelani was missing his teeth. And I've done my research. And it's very unlikely that when a body is decomposed, mummies still have their teeth, right? Mm. But Jelani doesn't have his teeth, but they don't see any indication of anything being wrong. Mm. Whether his body smashed up against a rock, you should still see something, right? Mm. If his body was hit, you should still see something. His teeth just didn't go missing because teeth just fall out. It's so much stuff that is not being discussed.
That's crazy, y'all. So now, we already suspect that, things were sold. People needed his teeth. Nothing? To me, that sounded like they was missing from the root. She said nothing was there. Even mummies have teeth. Skeletons have teeth, right? What happened to Jelani's teeth?
Being disclosed about my child, and I don't understand why. So my next call to action is I am going to do some things, and I don't know if that's going to include us marching or if it's going to include us. I don't exactly know what it is going to include, but I'm going to do something. Bloomington, Peru, LaSalle, the state police, the attorney general, all of them that are acting as if that Jelani didn't matter, that what I'm doing right now doesn't matter. I can't let them rest. I can't stop. Because I need to find out what happened to my son. That's the only way I'm going to be able to heal. That's the only way I'm going to be able to grow. I cannot even go on. I got to know what happened to him. I have to know what happened to him.
Please hit that link.
Didn't know nobody in Peru.
I want to know what y'all think. Hit that link if y'all want to let your voice be heard. It's still some more to go. We're going to listen to this.
He never heard of Peru. I didn't know nobody in Peru. There was no reason for Jelani to be in Peru. There was no reason for any of this to happen, but it did. I don't know why God allowed this to happen, but he did. But out of this, like I said, there is purpose. But in the meantime of me doing the purpose and finding purpose, I still need to find answers about what happened to Jelani. Yes, I will fulfill his purpose, but I need to know what happened to him. I need to know what happened to him. Even when I went to that city council meeting in Peru, and I spoke and I pleaded with them too, because at that time I hadn't heard from them in months.
I think that was in April.
Come to find out, Sarah is her and the one of the officials.
Now listen,
texting
listen at this, y'all. I forgot about this part. Okay, so Sarah is the police chief. Let me pull her back up. She's talking about a meeting that she had with them. She's trying to figure out, where y'all at with the investigation. She wanna see their paperwork. She wanna see the documentation. What y'all got? What y'all done came up with, type of thing. So she met with them and she was expressing her concerns and all of this stuff. And this is what they were doing during that session.
While I'm talking, they weren't even paying attention to me. They're texting each other. She's saying to this man, and I'm gonna tell you why I know she's texting, because her text messages were FOIA and they were sent to me. She's texting and she's asking the man, she's telling the man, I know you're.
Did y'all hear that her text messages were sent to her? Now, the first part I don't know the first part she said, but they forwarded. I think maybe she said her text messages were sent to her. So it sounds like she got a little bit of an inside connect. But how did she get the text messages? Interesting. But she got them. And this is how serious they're taking Jelani's case.
You're glad you're not me right now. And then he's responding, let's go buy a house. I caught paying attention to me. They're texting each other. She's saying to this man, and I'm gonna tell you why I know she's texting, because her text messages were FOIA and they were sent to me. She's texting and she's asking the man, she's telling the man, I know you're glad you're not me right now. And then he's responding, let's go buy a house. She's telling them, let's go buy a house and run away from here. This is what they're talking about, instead of paying attention to the mother of the victim that they found in a river. She's saying about how she's glad that he's glad that he wasn't her, and they need to run away with each other and go buy 2 houses somewhere. This is the shit I done had to deal with.
A joke.
They ain't care. The mayor of Peru has ignored every single one of my requests, because he's over the police department, right? The mayor of LaSalle, I copied every last one of them in the email. The mayor of Peru, the mayor of LaSalle, the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general, all of them.
Wow.
You think I heard from any of them?
Wow.
No. No. Then when I do get responses, I get gaslighted.
The whole time.
So
whole time. Sad.
I'm just like, who are they covering up for? They do know something.
Good question.
I just want you all to know that this could have been you. You could have woke up on that Wednesday morning thinking you about to go out of town, like I thought I was about to go out of town. And somebody calls you and tells you that your son was missing. It could have been you. Never in a million years I think I was going to wake up and that was going to be my last time talking to him. That I was never going to see him again. That he was going to be found in a river. And we don't even know how he got there. We don't even know what happened to him. Like he just got up and got moved. I had to go to a dollar store and find his car on a video. And you know what Bloomington police did? They thanked me for my work.
Did you hear what she said? Now, out of all the cameras and everything that they had in the city, they couldn't seem to find anything that showed Jelani's car. But guess who did? His mother. His mother, who's never gone to school for law enforcement, investigations, forensics, none of that shit.
I'm beyond frustrated. I'm beyond angry. I'm beyond mad. I'm hurt. I'm angry.
Period, Liz.
I'm tired.
Period.
I'm so tired.
Poor Carmen, man. Poor Jelani.
I've asked for help.
We love our kids too.
And I've gotten nothing. But I guarantee you, had I been a white lady with her white son, that disappeared from this college, I would have gotten all the help. I would have gotten all the attention. They would know something. Jelani's phone would have been unlocked. It wouldn't have took this white mom to find her son's phone and unlock and figure out and let them know, hey, you need to look at this and figure out the code. It wouldn't have took her that long. But no, it's just me and Jelani, and we're just these black people in this racist world where they don't even care about what happened to my black son. So I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm tired because this shouldn't have happened to him. So I do want y'all to know, we do have his phone. His phone is unlocked, and they won't tell me nothing. They talk to me like I'm nobody. Todd McCloskey think he can just cuss at me, tell me there's nothing on the fucking phone. So when I tell him to give me the fucking phone, he wants to hang up on me. Tell me, Carmen, I can't talk to you. We can't talk anymore. Carmen, you're badgering me. They tell me.
You know why? Because they are doing exactly what they are supposed to do. That's why ain't nobody got nothing to say. That's why their leader has this response.
Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me? Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me? Okay. Jelani Day. What can Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me?
I can share with you that it is still an open and active investigation.
Okay. Jelani Day.
But Carmen's response is oh so different. The complete opposite, actually. You know what? If you're not pissed right now, if you're not sharing this with as many people as you can, don't be a part of the problem. Because more people need to notice Carmen's name her name is not on this behavior. It's not just towards Carmen. It's towards anybody with the color skin as hers and Jelani's. What happens to one of us happens to all of us. We gotta say something. We gotta let more people know. I mean, it's a lot of people that is lost that don't even realize this is happening because it's a lot of people that don't watch the news. They don't want to know. They want to stay stuck in their ignorance. But this stuff is happening in this world. Don't wait until it happened to you and you actually believe that these people do their job without your help. Don't let that be you. Get in the know, be aware, and care. Don't wait till it's you because you get the same energy back that you put out. This could be any of us. Jelani was going to school to be a doctor. Carmen and his dad fought in the war. I mean, they fought for this country. All of her children have graduated from college. From what I heard, they are a middle class family. They cared about education. They cared about this country. They loved God. And it happened to them. It don't matter where you work, long as you're black.
Tell me I'm trying to set them up. How am I setting you up? If I have the people that support me on a call with me, now I'm setting them up.
Thanks for sharing.
No, I just want you to do your job. I just want you to do your job.
Period, Cherie,
they're
man.
not doing their job. Sarah got promoted.
Promoted.
During all of
She got promoted. For what? Not solving crimes? Allegedly? Hold on, let's pull her back up. Miss Giggles. Let's pull her back up.
And all of this, she was the chief deputy when I met her. Now she's the police chief. And as the police chief, it's her responsibility. The police chief in Bloomington, it's his responsibility to be finding out what happened to Jelani. The police chief in LaSalle, is their responsibility. They're a collaborative team that should be working on this case, and they're doing nothing.
Peru, LaSalle's, Bloomington. The FBI. Let's see who else.
The guy the detective that interviewed the girls, now he works in Ottawa. So I guess they all just think, hey, time has elapsed, time has passed. We're just going to go get different jobs. And then they're handing it over to different people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just supposed to settle for nothing.
Mm-hmm. You know, because when they toss it around like a freaking basketball, then you can't hold that rage that the last people did, because this is a fresh face. So you can't blame them. But oh, you can, because they all on the same damn team. And just like they lump everybody else together, what is those RICO charges and all that, and gang task force, all, you know what I'm saying? Just lump them all up. They all on the same thing. Different face, same suits. Same play. This is some bullshit.
I guess I'm going to have to go to law school and figure this out and become a detective and figure out everything, because I'm not getting any help from anybody for them to help me. I'm tired. I still have the support of Reverend Jackson. I still have the support of Ben Crump. I still have all their support. But at this point, I feel like my hands are tied. I've been trying to do everything the right way. Mm. The right way doesn't seem to work. The right way doesn't seem to work.
No.
So, I don't know, I don't even know what can be done at this point, but I know that there's going to be something done. I just haven't figured it out yet. But I wanted to let you all know what was going on.
Yes, they should, Liz.
I'm not asking you to forgive me for not updating y'all, because that's my baby. And I did welcome y'all into our world. And I appreciate all the love and support that I've received.
You, sis.
Do not take me wrong at all. But I have to live without him every day. Every day. I don't get a call in the mornings like I used to. It's hard to adjust. It's going to be 2 years. 2 years. And in this meantime, like I said, I'm trying to find normalcy in my life, do normal things, work, have an outside personal life, make sure my kids are okay.
Hey,
and
Breeze.
I still got to worry about Jelani. So I'm always going to worry about Jelani. I'm always going to worry about my kids. I just ask that y'all continue to pray for us. But I just wanted to get on here and tell y'all, yeah, we got his phone. But they are telling me there's nothing in his phone, and that's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. So hopefully I can speak with the governor at some point so that he can help me figure out, or he can help his police departments in these jurisdictions figure out what needs to be done or what they can do because according to them, they don't have enough manpower. So maybe they need to make sure that the senators and the people that are working that answer to the constituents in these little rural towns can have the funds that they can get more police officers, that they can do these investigations, that they can do everything.
The problem is not that they have enough people. The problem is that the corruption is within them. That's the fucking problem. They're not going to investigate themselves. I thought the whole point was to solve crimes and have that great thing under your belt for your department. Woohoo, you did it. But for some reason, they don't want her help. Yet she's the one that has led them to every piece of key evidence.
Because they didn't do that for me. They didn't do that for Jelani. They didn't go looking for stuff until months later, and by that time stuff has been erased, or we don't have the video, or we don't have the coverage, or Carmen, we didn't look at that at first, or Carmen, we didn't go there.
Okay. Jelani Day, what can you share with me? Okay. Jelani Day, what can you share with me? Okay. Jelani Day. Okay. Jelani Day, what can you share with me?
I can share with you that it is still an open and active investigation.
Okay. Jelani Day.
I was asked to do a second look autopsy. Second look autopsies are at a disadvantage because I'm depending on the previous person to put everything in order for me. So, for example, if they retain some organs, like they may retain the brain for special studies, then the first examiner sees it, but I don't see it. So that's what happened. There was part of the problem in this case was there were things missing, and I don't know why they were missing. So that was one of the things. And then there was destruction of the body. I could not identify the person. I mean, you're telling me it's your son, but I couldn't confirm that. There was a name tag on the body bag, but there were no name tags on him. He didn't have a toe tag, for example, and he was not recognizable. I couldn't tell how old the person was. I was asked to do a second look autopsy. Second look autopsies are at a disadvantage because
if I hadn't came here today, I wouldn't even known that his car was out here, because they claim they don't have room to store it. However, if you look straight ahead in that garage, which is empty, there is a secure area right there. That is a secure area where they are supposed to have Jelani's car at. And they said they don't have room to store anything. But I'm going to go back in here and show you just how much room they have to store everything. This is ridiculous, the way that they've treated everything concerning my child. Ridiculous. This is where they said they had no room to store Jelani's car. This is a secure area where Jelani's car should be at. But they moved his car out of here. His car has been out of here for 3 weeks. That's a secure area. They told me the reason they moved it was because they didn't have room to store it. But as you see, there's nothing there. Nothing. And Jelani's car is over there. That's where Jelani's car is. And I got here. Jelani's car is outside. Everything is everywhere in Jelani's car. Everything. I'm so upset. They have not done anything correctly regarding my child. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Look at this car. I'm going to unzip this right quick. They didn't have the key. We had to shimmy his car because now the key doesn't work. The battery is dead for some reason. I don't know. But there's stuff all in Jelani's car. Nothing is tagged. Nothing is tagged. They didn't tag anything. They just got stuff out everywhere. I don't even, no wonder we don't have any fingerprints. No wonder we don't have any fingerprints. No wonder we don't have anything because they didn't do nothing right. This is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a bunch of morning fight police officers.
There was a name tag on the body bag, but there were no name tags on him. He didn't have a toe tag, for example.
Yeah. You know, she been dealing with this for a long time. That was just another of the incidents. And this was the last time Jelani was seen. From being at his college to being at a weed dispensary. He went from a button up, a tie, and some slacks to that. And then he went missing. As soon as he walked out of there, that's when his phone turned off and he was never to be seen again alive. Right there. And guess what? She found that footage on the internet. And that's the only piece of footage we have that was ever released. And now we're here. Now we're here. I'm going to finish this out. It's only a couple more minutes left.
By the time we went there, it was too late. Or by the time we talked to them, no, we didn't think to go there and question the girls, or we didn't go to think to question her. There was a whole report made by Kara that they didn't even
The professor.
go look at. Guess who found it? Me. Me. The police never even had it. They never even looked at it. The times are conflicting.
They didn't look at nothing. Hold on, because I talked a little bit. Hold on.
By the time we talked to them, no, we didn't think to go there and question the girls, or we didn't go to think to question her. There was a whole report made by Kara that they didn't even go look at. Guess who found it? Me. Me. The police never even had it. They never even looked at it. The times are conflicting. But
that's a fact, Bree.
Who am I? I'm just Jelani's mom. I'm just the one that cared about her. I just ask that y'all continue to pray for me and pray for my family, pray for my children. And yes, we do need your support. We do. I need justice for Jelani.
Keep talking.
And then I'm also, at the same time, wanting to ensure that nobody has to continue to go through what we're going through right now. And me being silent for these months have given them the opportunity to not do anything.
It's an update on them. So the white girls that was bored that found his clothes, she found out and announced on here that she was told that they lawyered up, which we know that. Come to find out, they never lawyered up. Come to find out, now they just don't want to talk to her. Come to find out, they was just trying to prevent her from talking to them in the first place. So with that being said, today I have drawn my conclusion that those girls don't exist, allegedly. Because if they existed, why did they lie and say they lawyered up, giving them an excuse for her not to talk to them and them not to connect her? Then find out that's a lie. Did it even happen? Again, why would some college girls find the clothes that they searched so hard, the area, the cops? You know, the people that's trained to do that. How did they miss it? But the girls found it. And why did they feel better saying the girls found it instead of saying that they found it? And another thing, why was it a freaking jacket tied around Jelani's waist? Why was his clothes sprinkled out? Why was his property sprinkled out all these different cities? So he took his clothes off and walked naked to the river. Like, we already know that was a lie. But anyway, I'm going to finish this out.
It's giving them the opportunity to not address me or my son. And they've taken advantage of that. They've taken advantage of the fact that I have been tired. And
Could be, Liz. You never know. You never know. You know? All of these different clothes. Why wouldn't he have his own clothes? And they try to convince Carmen that, oh, well, maybe the school was just too much for him. Maybe he just wanted to end it all. Really? Dummy? Really? He was looking forward to going on a trip for Thanksgiving. He was excited about that. He loved his mom. He loved his siblings. He loved life. He didn't do all this studying just to jump in some damn water and call it quits. He was way stronger than that. Jelani was the life of the party. I got some videos of Jelani kicking it and having fun and in the sorority and just stepping and singing and just being the life. He was the life of the party. He was the life of her family. He was the one everybody wanted to be around. He's the one that made everybody laugh. She said he called her so much she thought he was a damn bill collector. He loved life. Yet these strangers want to tell her about her damn child.
that I have been trying to stay sane throughout all of this. They've taken advantage of everything.
Breeze, I wouldn't care if he was. I mean, when I tell you this case is so near and dear to my, I would not care if he was. He was black. And he looked like my brother, my son, my family. And it could have been any of us. So when they want to create, those GAY laws, they see black first. We should have a law of protection. But they want to protect everybody else for every other reason but being fucking black. I'm getting pissed. I'm going to end this after this.
So at the end of the day, I just want to know what happened to Jelani. And I want the people who are responsible to know that this cannot go unpunished.
Yep, you right, Breeze. It could be.
Because he should have been here. He should have been here.
He should have been here.
He should still be here. Okay, I'm gonna go.
My heart breaks. I mean, it's been many times I reported this in total tears. When I first heard the autopsy report, it broke me. And my heart goes out to her. I'm so happy that she's talking. She's real. I honestly, y'all, I feel like, and this could just be me. I feel like that she's seen what happened with that mother and son in Chicago, and it gave her some strength to start talking again. Because she went silent, y'all. She stopped talking. But you can't do that because that just gives them a reason to just let it go cold. Long as you sit back, you ain't bugging them, you're not saying anything. No one's making no noise. For the boys' case to get solved, they every day, the day that they was reported missing, every single month, they showed up somewhere for prayer. Before that, it was a bunch of people, the community was out, everybody yelling, everybody on, it was all, wild. Everybody is there for you. But after all that noise settled down, you got the small group of people that is in it because they love each other. They've built this bond and they are in it together. And that little group, that small group, made this happen. A lot of prayer, a lot of showing up, a lot of noise, a lot of not giving up, a lot of tired days and crying days and going through losing people in the process. All of the top people, I'm talking about Cherie, Roro, Keisha, they all lost somebody. Cherie lost her mother. With pain comes strength. Roro lost her mother. Keisha Day lost her favorite auntie, but they did not lose the drive to keep fighting for the boys. And that happened and in 2021, and they never gave up. Finally got a conviction. All this time. Cherie finally got a conviction and 25 to life. Her daughter was missing for 10 years. 2012, I think, when Desiree went missing. And she's just now getting victory June of this year. You can't give up on your loved ones. Cherie is a white woman, but her daughter was mixed. And she got the same treatment we get. Because they do have those that they look down on, you if you broke, you know what I'm saying, what people call, trailer or the names that they use. They will throw them to the wolves too. But what we see most of all is our folks, us, being treated like shit, as if our love for our family don't matter. January 7th of 2012 is when Cherie, with pain comes strength, daughter went missing, and she just got justice. June, I think she said 16th of 2023. She never gave up on her daughter. They never gave up on Classic and Sincere, aka Orna Orson West, the West. Never gave up. You gotta fight because ain't nobody gonna fight like you, and don't nobody love your people like you. Do not sit back and think that these people is doing everything they can to fight for your loved ones, because they're not. I've seen it time and time again. June 16th, yes. So Cherie is going to talk. She's gonna talk with me. We're gonna sit down again. And I think we got it set for Monday. Look for that. I'll be setting it up whenever we get the date for sure. But come back and let's find out the outcome of Desiree Thompson and everything that Cherie had to go through. Yeah, times are getting worse. It ain't getting better. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. Because ain't nobody gonna save us but us. Like, number one, we gotta give a damn. If I was talking about a bunch of damn drama, if I was beefing, if I was doing all this ignorant shit, I would have 1,000 people in this chat right now. But because I'm talking about something fucking real that's gonna affect and is affecting all of us, I have thank y'all for being here. But we should have more people that care. And it pisses me off because I see other communities going hard for theirs, thousands and hundreds in the chat, because they give a damn. Because they realize that it's power in numbers. And one thing for sure, we can't just lay down and give up. This shit has been happening since the beginning of time. And ain't nothing changed. And it won't change. But being silent ain't the answer. Ignoring it ain't the answer. Acting like it don't exist is not the answer. I'm out, y'all. I'm pissed. I knew I was going to upset myself. And when I tell y'all, that's why I stray away from these so much. Because this shit hurts. It hurts to know that nobody cares. Like the laws don't apply to us. Like, I mean, just people, it's okay for people to not do their job if it's somebody black. That shit hurts. It don't get no better. I get pissed about this shit. This is what I call like just bullying the whole race. Like, I mean, we got good people. We got bad people. So does everybody else. But people in these positions that's supposed to do their job and they don't. And it's acceptable. It pisses me off. It outrages me. Like, it ain't right. But thank y'all so much for hanging out. I'm out, y'all. Peace and love.
I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars make me dream.
Make some noise for Miss V.